Saturday morning on a beautiful Labor Day weekend. Hi everybody, Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Hokey video blog update. Man, we could not even purchase weather this good for a Labor Day weekend like this. Saturday, Sunday, both looking good. Monday looks okay too. It's just it looks like a little more heat and humidity is going to be building in. Let's talk about today's Hokey weather fact about tornadoes. We talked about last week how the United States is #1 in the world for raw totals of tornadoes every year. The #2 country in the world for tornadoes, Canada. You may say, why Canada? It's so far north. They have tornadoes? Yeah, they do. The Canadian prairies in the central part of the nation up there extend from the Great Plains of the U.S. on north of the border, so you get that same tornado alley. It's just northward quite a bit. Now, they don't get as many tornadoes as we do here in the U.S., but still a pretty fair number, and there's a lot of storm chasers up there, especially in the months of July, August, and even some early September tornado reports up there as well. That's kind of their tornado season, because that shifts northward as we head throughout the late spring and the early to mid summertime period. So you've learned that from today's Hokey weather fact. Outside now, gorgeous morning from our Kentucky One Health SkyTrack network of cameras. We're going to be seeing those low dew points through the weekend here. Pleasant on the sticky meter, but we do edge back into that humid category as the higher humidity air starts to move back in. Temperatures now in the 50s and 60s. Oh, it feels like late October out there. It's beautiful. And you'll see that the Doppler radar and the satellite view combined, nice and quiet this morning here in Wave Country. We still have Tropical Storm Hermine, and that is making its way toward the Virginia coast right now, trying to move offshore. You'll see the center of circulation pretty much over the Outer Banks right about there, if I had to annotate it on the radar. Moving kind of this way at this time. The current track from the National Hurricane Center takes it very close, actually, to New York City as we head toward the early part of next week. Just after Labor Day, they'll probably feel some effects there tomorrow, though, for certain. Tropical storm watches, where you see the yellow up here from Long Island to Secaucus, New Jersey, over toward New York City proper, and tropical storm warnings down toward Cape Hatteras, just north of Wilmington on up toward the Jersey shore. Now, this will not be a tropical storm in the classic sense of the word after this point right here. Where you see the L, this is going to be a post-tropical depression and a post-tropical storm, even a post-tropical kind of like a hurricane here. The reason we can't call it an actual hurricane, an actual tropical storm after this point is because it'll lose its warm core, so it'll be kind of a cool core storm, and that's the tropical characteristics it would need for that designation. So even though it's going to be a post-tropical system, the National Hurricane Center will still issue advisories, tropical storm watches, and warnings after that point because of what happened back during Tropical Storm and Hurricane Sandy back in 2012. There was a lot of confusion amongst the public and amongst even meteorologists. What is the National Hurricane Center's role after a tropical storm or a hurricane loses its tropical characteristics? Well, if it's got enough wind and rain and water to create a hurricane or tropical storm-like impact, they're just going to continue to issue advisories on it from now on. So that's the story with that. So if you have travel plans up toward New York City anytime early next week, be advised there may be some problems, some delays. Certainly that heavy rain and those tropical storm force winds could even be impacting the city there. There's about a 50% chance of that right now. So we'll keep an eye on it. Looks like it could be problematic for the Labor Day weekend up there for folks from basically Norfolk, Virginia on up toward NYC. All right, 7-day breakdown. 85 degrees this afternoon. Perfect day for World Fest. Oh, the Belvedere is going to be packed. 85 by that 4 o'clock time frame. In the 70s otherwise with plenty of sunshine. Hit the pool. It's going to be beautiful as you're drying off after you get out of the pool. It'll be kind of cool out there because that evaporative cooling, all the water on your skin will be evaporating very quickly. Make sure you put on sunscreen, though. UV index around 7. UK football has their home opener today against Southern Miss. Perfect forecast over in Las Vegas. Go over there and enjoy that. On Sunday, we've got the Louisville Bats' second to last home game here of the entire season. 87 by the first pitch. 80 degrees by the 7th inning. You have to mow the lawn in preparation for Labor Day. Maybe you're having a cookout. Temperatures in the 80s, not a drop of rain in sight. It'll feel a little bit warmer tomorrow, but certainly not humid. We'll get the humidity back in here for Monday, of course, just in time for the hike, bike, and paddle. You'll really feel that during the afternoon, though, so the morning event should be all right. Most of this is in the morning. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s, eventually in the lower 80s by about 12 noon. Tuesday looks pretty good, still at 90. We'll have that heat and humidity cranking up. And eventually we get the storm chances in here Wednesday through Friday. But you'll see on the earliest alert outlook that all is not lost, because we do have temperatures in the 70s after the 11th. It looks like a front's going to be moving through here at some point around the 10th of the 11th. If it moves through like it looks like it will on some of the latest data, we'll see the 70s behind that. Nice big dome of high pressure moving in, kind of like what we have now. And that'll continue through about the 15th or 16th based on the latest GFS model that I saw this morning that kind of pairs up with what we've been seeing on the data so far. We'll keep an eye on it. Looks like a pretty good forecast through mid-September. That's it for now. Go outside today. Enjoy this weekend. This is perfect weather. I'll be outside too. We'll see you back tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. And remember, we've got our new hour of Wave 3 News Sunrise that continues on our Sundays here from 9 to 10. We'll see you then.